Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting another project, or I guess finishing another project, and this is the continuation of my series of finishing unfinished projects. And today it is going to be a two-piece set, and so far I have my top done. I've already blocked this and everything. I use the honeycomb stitch. If anybody knows what that is, I'll show a picture. But I did the honeycomb stitch for my bodice. I blocked it, and I already have the openings for my tie done. I already have my neckline finished, my detailing on the the ties and everything. So now all I have to do, I'm saying all I have to do, like this is gonna be super quick, but who knows. I have made these flowers. So far I only have 2.5 flowers. I have this big one. This is the first one I ever made, so it's kind of a little flimsy, and then I kind of start to get the hang of it as I made new ones. This is the medium one. Looks a lot better. And then I have started a smaller one, and I possibly may need to make more and more as I go on with this process. I'm gonna just use the flowers to cover up maybe the chest area and just place them creatively all throughout the mesh. So I need to continue making flowers for my top, and then I also need to focus on making the matching skirt for this garment. So that is what is on my agenda for this project, so come along with me as I do that. Okay, so starting out my flower petals, for this size I'm going to do 8 chains, starting off with 8 chains, and the chain count just determines how long or big the petal will be. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to go into the second chain from the hook with a single crochet. And then after that, I like to do linked stitches because I want the flower to look very full, and I don't want it to be any gaps through the foundation of the petal. So I will go into, it's hard to show because I don't have a tripod, but I go into the, I guess the first loop of the single crochet, and then I pull up a loop as if I would if I was making a regular half double crochet, and then I complete it. And then for the double crochet, it's the same thing. So instead of wrapping my hook around the thread, I go into a loop from the half double crochet. That becomes the loop that I looped over. Then I pull from the loop that's connected to the yarn, and then I go into the stitch, and then I just finish off a double crochet how I would any other time. And that's a linked double crochet. Continuing on in the 4th stitch, I also make a linked linked treble crochet, and for that one, because I need 3 loops, I loop over first, then I go into the double crochet to link them, pull up my 3 loops, and then I can finally go into the 4th stitch and finish off that linked treble crochet. So that is the first 4 stitches of my petal. It's just 4 linked stitches together, and then for the last 3 I'm going to finish off with my linked double crochet, my half double crochet, and then my single crochet. Okay, so now that I've completed those 7 stitches, I'm going to flip over my work. So I'm going to be working on the other side of this. So because I always crochet into the back loops of my projects, I have basically like 2 loops on the other side, so it looks just as if I would single crochet or crochet into any regular chain or any regular stitch. So I completed my single crochet right here, so I'm going to just continue on doing the, I guess, just crocheting under those stitches, the same thing I did on the other side. Alrighty, so now that I've crocheted on the other side of the work, I have this very congested looking piece of a petal. And now that I have done that, sorry, I have to look back for evidence because it's been a while. Okay. So the next step I do after this, to make the petal look more fuller, I will, I guess, single crochet, continue just single crocheting in the round. I'm just going to keep going around and around and around the petal until I'm satisfied with how big it looks. But I normally just do this once and I go in with a shell stitch. So I usually single crochet, which I've shown you guys already, and then in the next stitch I will do my shell stitch of 5 double crochets in one stitch, and then I will skip 2 stitches and then single crochet in that stitch, and then I will continue to skip 2 more stitches and do the shell stitch in that stitch. Okay, so now that I finished doing my shell stitch all around my petal, I can move on to the next stitch or the next step. This looks very congested and kind of confusing, but it's not about it looking very particular. It's just about making the shape of a flower, which is why there is no set stitch count for this. This isn't a very strict pattern. It's just kind of me experimenting to get the shape that I want. So now that I've completed doing the shell stitch all around, I single crocheted into the next stitch, and then I'm going to chain 3, or actually I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to take my already existing flower and I'm going to just choose a stitch that's close to the bottom, and I'm going to, because I also did like these like loopy mesh stitches on this, I'm going to chain 1, go into one of those existing loops, single crochet, chain 1, and then I will continue going around my shell stitch on the petal I'm currently crocheting. So I'll single crochet back onto the petal. And sorry if this is kind of confusing. It's just like, you know, it's like not a tutorial. I'm just showing you guys my process. Hopefully I can make tutorials in the future, of course, but as far as clarity, I'm gonna just tell y'all what I'm doing. It might not be super clear though, but yeah, so now that I've done that, I'm going to continue. So I kind of joined it off going towards the left, so that means I have to, instead of continue joining it down here to the others, I have to just continue going around the petal until I make it back around to this side, and then I can join it, continue joining it back to the other petals. So now that I'm on the left side, I'm just going to chain my 3 and do it regularly, do the stitch regularly instead of the chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. So I'm just going to chain my 3 and then I'll single crochet into the very next stitch that is open. And this just creates a very frilly effect and gives it more of that flower feel. I've made it back to the other side and I'm gonna just wing it. I did kind of attach this on backwards, I guess is the best way I can explain it, but like I attached right here, but I kind of need to attach it towards the center of this. So I'm gonna just cross over that first stitch I made, or actually I'll single crochet into the very same stitch I did in the beginning. So I'll go back, I'll undo the 3 chains. Instead I only have my 1 chain, and then I'll single crochet into the very first stitch that I did. and then I'll chain 1, and then I will single crochet into right here. I would like have to cross over this so I can get back to attaching towards the middle. So single crocheting right there, and then I'll chain 1, and then I'll open this back up, and then I'll single crochet in this one. And then I'll chain 1, and then I'll slip stitch back into the original flower, or petal I should say, and then I'll fasten off, and that is it for that third petal. So I'm just gonna have to continue on adding petals until I get my flower, and each petal kind of looks different, and I'm okay with that because this isn't a set in stone pattern that I've been using to make these. I've just been going as I go and letting my creativity take over. The top is basically done now, so it's time for me to start on the bottoms, but this is what it is looking like. Alrighty, so it is the next day, or I think the next 2 days, and I'm finally gonna start on the bottoms for my matching set. And to start off, I'm gonna start by firstly doubling the yarn, because I have decided I don't want to do the honeycomb trellis stitch, that's what they call it, but this is the stitch I used for the top, and this was a very lengthy stitch. It took a really long time because you have to do single crochets after every mesh, but this time I'm going to just do the regular honeycomb mesh, even though it's not as defined as this. But I think by doubling the yarn, it will make it look similar to my top, and it'll make it have a more sturdier look rather than being very flimsy. So I am gonna double my yarn, and I will start by chaining a multiple of 4 because that's what the pattern calls for. And then I'm also going to make sure I chain a lot, because from my past experiences with doubling mercerized cotton, it kind of makes it hard to block items as much as I would like to and really stretch out the stitches. So I'm going to make sure I chain more than enough so that I don't have to rely on blocking for this to fit me. I'm going to start by doing half double crochets along this chain.
What the dog do?
So I finished doing my 160 half double crochets, and now that I've reached the end, I'm going to work on the other side of my work, meaning that I'm going to go into the loops on this side. Okay, so it's just me literally working on the other side of the work to make the other 160 chains on the other side, and this is going to be my waistband. I won't make it any thicker than this, and once I finish and reach the other side, I'll start the mesh stitch. Okay, so I just finished crocheting into my round of 160 half double crochets, and I sewed my ends together to make it one continuous round. And now that I've done that, I'm going to chain 4. I think I'll chain 1 more, and then I'm gonna skip 3 stitches and double crochet in that 4th stitch.
What the dog do?
Yeah, I'm sure that beard looks so unnatural.
What the dog do?
do have the main silhouette of my skirt finished. It does look a little kind of tiny, but I'm gonna have to block it later. But I have my top, the waistband, and then these are the shell stitches I added to the bottom of the skirt, and I stopped right here. So where the stitch marker is where I stopped one part of the shell stitches, and then it's just my mesh, and then it begins again over here. And this is basically just like a slit kind of situation, or I guess it's gonna make the skirt asymmetrical because I'm going to be adding these little appliques I made. I'll put a picture of the YouTube channel in the tutorial, like the videos I use to follow along to make these. But I just have that mandala, and then I have one of these flowers, and then I made another flower. And I'm just going to try to make it into like a triangular shape to finish off the asymmetrical portion of my skirt. So I'm gonna kind of go just wing it as I go on how I'm gonna attach it. I decided I'm just going to like circle this around it instead of just trying to stretch this out too easily as the mesh marks. I'll just like go around it. Okay, so I did finish my skirt. It looks a bit interesting, but once I block it, hopefully it starts to come together and it ends up being what I envisioned it to be. But as far as the silhouette and what it's looking like, this is where we are, and now I just have to block this, stretch it out, and then show you guys where I am in that process. All I have for you guys today on that project. Thank you so much for watching and making it this far if you did, and please stay tuned for more videos in the future. Bye.